Hi everybody, it's November 15th, 2025. Winning is a relative term because the aftermath of the concept of winning. Sometimes the mind can bend itself and form itself to take away every victory you've ever accomplished. And it does this by the power of conceptualization through argument. It could take away every victory you've won by posing it against your current state. And if your current state is in a status of agony and depression and defeat, it could influence you to believe that that has always been with you, that every victory you've ever won is nothing, because how would you have won if you feel this way you feel now? And this is the beauty of the mind. The beauty of the mind is so powerful and flexible that it can make anything true. And if you are of character, if you are of honor, if you are of light, then that means that you cannot be defeated. Even if you are injured, even if you are miserable, even if you are starving, if your mind is skewed towards positivity, skewed towards the belief in the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, there is no defeat, no matter what state you are in currently. So that got me thinking in terms of love. Lots of us in this current era of society feel devoid of love. You know, not devoid of love coming from ourselves, but we feel like we aren't receiving it enough, or we aren't receiving it in a healthy way, or we aren't receiving it in a sustainable way that lasts longer than a couple seconds, that lasts longer than a smile, that lasts longer than a handshake. And so I asked myself, how can this be interpreted, knowing that the Father, Son, Holy Spirit loves us all immensely, and He loves His children, and He gave His children love from His own creation. And so I thought, and then I realized that for me, the strongest love I feel is when I give love. When I give love to my lover, I'm happy. I can smile. I can laugh at my loneliness. In my loneliness, I could envision a world of paradisical measures. When I love my lover, I can fly mentally and spiritually and internally. So this gets me to thinking, you facilitate the abuse. If you don't feel like you are receiving love the way you need to, let that inspire you and light a fire in you to give love the best you can. And if there is no lover, there's acquaintances, there's friends, there's distant family, or family that is not that close. If you could tag a short hug with your sister in such a way internally that you are giving her as much love as you can in that 2-second hug, she doesn't have to know how much you love her. She doesn't have to know how proud of her you are. She doesn't have to know that. But if you tag it internally, that love that you give is going to be love received in your spirit. And this is true. And another way to get around this lack of love that's coming into you is to create. You don't have to be a singer or play an instrument or be able to draw, but create things and situations in your life that describe and paint and flesh out the love that you need, the love that you want to give, the love you want to share with whoever is willing to give you a passing glance. Creation is the first act of love according to us humans. Creation is love. And that's why it's so powerful, and it bridges so many gaps within our relationships with others and ourselves. And another way to get love by giving love is to become a master of rearranging energy. as I've stated in the opening comments, turning disgust that somebody feels against you into understanding and coming back at them with love is the ultimate reversal of defeat. We are taught to give the same energy to people that they give to us. And I've learned that I didn't like that, because when I did that, I felt cold. Whenever I do that, whenever I retaliate with the like energy that somebody gives me that upsets me and hurts me, I feel cold once I do that. And I do not like feeling angry, and I do not like feeling cold. So to get around this, I don't have to say anything to that person. I don't have to acknowledge them, but internally, I can sit down with them and agree with them that yes, I can see how you can see how you can see that in me, and I can also see that you might not see that in me. You just might be saying that because you might be feeling bad yourself, and you just have to give it to me to get rid of it. So coming with understanding and maturity is the power of love. And once you could do this without feeling substandard, without feeling like you are substandard by accommodating these attacks and these hurtful words, once you could get around that and understand the deeper meaning of that, then that is the love that you need. That is the love that you wish was in your life. So I hope this helps. Thanks.